Welcome back, viewer. Today we'll be talking about Mickey Mouse and his history in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. This video is heavily inspired by Disney Dan and Bry Guy's episodes, but
2 years after he debuted, this Mickey balloon lasted 4 years before being retired in 1937. This new Mickey was used for 10 years in the parades and suffered all sorts of accidents and mishaps. In 1975, Mickey had a run-in with a light post, which caused his ear to explode. Then, in 1978, a tree caught one of Mickey's hands and tore a big hole in it, causing it to deflate. Finally, in 1982, some very strong winds caught the balloon and threw it around the streets, really rustling up the handlers. It's not clear if the strong winds in 1982 caused permanent damage to the balloon or if it just had seen enough time and needed to be retired, but it was that year that Mickey left the parade and remained out of the spotlight for another 18 years.
He would retire in 1937, making only 4 appearances, and there were 4 years that the balloon was damaged, in 1975, 1978, 1982, and 1983, with the latter one possibly due to its aging on why it was torn apart, which was retired after that, making 13 appearances.
yeah, both videos aren't really that good. Disney Dan is passable since his video is from 2017, but Bry Guy made his in 2020, 3 years after Disney Dan, and has many errors that make sense for Disney Dan's video since Disney Dan's came out in 2017. Not that much info was correct at the time, but by the time Bry Guy made his, it didn't really make sense since a lot of that false info was corrected since then. Anyways, enough stalling, and let's get into when Mickey Mouse flew down Broadway and eventually Herald Square. In 1934, Mickey Mouse had his first balloon constructed by Goodyear, Walt Disney, and Tony Stark, who had all worked together to construct the first Mickey Mouse balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Its design was pretty interesting, as it was made from simple shapes that were pieced together. However, not too long after the first balloon was constructed, a fire broke out where the balloon was stored, destroying it. A duplicate was made in a week, allowing him to successfully debut onto the scene in 1934, along with many other Disney characters. Hand-painted with his iconic face, red shorts, and yellow shoes, as well as a star as a nod to the Macy's logo, this Mickey Mouse would prove to be successful. 25 handlers carried Mickey down Manhattan, wearing the popular Halloween costumes at the time with special masks, which still survive today and are in some fan collections. In 1935, Donald joined Mickey. Also in 1935, Mickey Mouse got a paint job with a larger star on his chest. After the 1935 parade, Mickey Mouse was retired, with its last public appearance being in 1938 at the Bamberg Parade. I believe that was his last appearance, I don't remember. After this, he was disposed of. Mickey would not appear again until 1968, where he appeared in costume form, the one you see at Disneyland, on the Mickey Mouse 40th birthday celebration float, along with many other Disney characters, to celebrate Mickey Mouse's 40th anniversary in 1968. After that, 3 years later in 1971, Walt Disney World opened, so Disney and Macy's partnered to introduce the second Mickey Mouse balloon to the parade. This design wasn't done by Walt Disney or Tony Stark since they both passed away in 1966 and 1942 respectively, but Goodyear was still there. After a successful test flight in 1971 during November, he would have nearly flown during that year, but there was a little problem. Like I said back in the Snoopy episode, due to the high winds, every balloon was grounded due to those high winds, so he could not debut in 1971. Funnily enough, the second Donald Duck balloon was supposed to retire in 1971, but was delayed due to the winds. In 1972, Mickey and the Dying Donald successfully debuted and returned to New York City. Mickey was then used to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of Walt Disney World that year. Mickey Mouse also had more details as opposed to the 30s counterpart, such as white gloves and more detailed eyes, as well as the weird addition of a yellow shirt, which I honestly don't get. In 1973, Mickey was used to celebrate Walt Disney's 50 years of cartoons. Mickey would continue to fly even after Donald Duck's brief death in 1972. That also included 1978, his 50th anniversary. Also in 1978, Mickey's ears were ripped. In 1980, he had the honor of leading the balloons. In 1981, when Kemp took over, many balloons got a repaint, and Mickey Mouse was one of them. In 1983, his arm exploded before the parade started, so was removed and skipped on NBC. After 1983, due to his age, Mickey's second balloon was retired. The following year, in 1984, Donald Duck returned, only for that year, however, to celebrate his 50th birthday. The Mickey balloon was last confirmed to exist in 2003 when an image surfaced of the balloon's shoe in the former Macy's parade studio in Hoboken, New Jersey. Sometime after this image was taken, the second Mickey Mouse balloon was disposed of. Over a decade later in 2000, the Walt Disney Company brought out a leader that was made for you and me to appear in the parade. This design was heavily inspired from the color opening to the show The Mickey Mouse Club, not to be confused with Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or the new Mickey Mouse Club. Also in 2000, Mickey was chosen to be Macy's Holiday Ambassador. Therefore, Mickey Mouse plushies were available to be bought at select Macy's stores. Also in 2000, Mickey became the first balloon of a new millennium. After the 2000 parade, the third Mickey Mouse balloon was retired, making a total of one appearance. Yes, one appearance. In 2009, Disney Cruise Lines brought out Sailor Mickey Mouse to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. This design shows Mickey saluting to the crowd in a sailor outfit, riding on a large anchor. He didn't lead the 2009 parade, but hey, at least he was chosen to be Macy's Holiday Ambassador of 2009. Mickey was used to promote the Disney Dream and the Disney Fantasy, which were set to sail in 2011 and 2012 respectively. Mickey Mouse also became one of the first new balloons to be introduced during a route change, as during the 2009 tradition, Broadway was removed from the route, a place that was traveled down the parade several times prior to this. In 2012, another route change occurred, where Times Square was removed, making it harder for CBS, one of the rivals to NBC, to capture their unauthorized Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade capture. After 2012, due to the Disney Fantasy sailing in 2012, Sailor Mickey Mouse was retired after 4 appearances. Now, we have one last character, and trust me, this character is going to be very, very different.